This is Dave Northey from Microsoft in Ireland again. Just a quick continuation from my previous recording. I promised to show you some detailed settings of virtual machines. So this is it. This is my test virtual machine we've just created. If you go into settings of the virtual machine, these are the sort of things you can change. There's only a few you can change with the machine turned on, and that's where your network is connected to, and you can add virtual hard drives to a running virtual machine. For everything else, you pretty much need to have the machine turned off. So we'll quickly shut this one down. And again, all that stuff's integrated into the Hyper-V Manager. Once the machine's shut down, I can go into the settings again, and I'll have access to change everything. So some important ones that you might care about are memory and processor, probably the most two interesting ones. So as far as memory is concerned, we can give a static amount of memory, but new with Server 2008 R2 Service Pack 1, I can do dynamic memory. So here I can give it a minimum and a maximum, and Windows Hyper-V will allocate the correct amount of memory to that virtual machine depending on its demand. So if it needs less than half a gig, it will get half a gig, and if it needs more than half a gig, it will take more. I can give it different amounts of virtual processors. I have a laptop with only two, so I can only give it two. I can also give weightings, so I can allocate more or less processor time to different virtual machines depending on how much they need. And this is how I add virtual hard disks to SCSI controllers. This is how I change network connections to the virtual machines themselves. And then some other interesting piece, maybe the last one, is what do you want to do when the physical machine starts. So if the physical machine starts here, I want it to automatically start if it was started when the machine stopped, if that makes sense. I can have it automatically start, do whatever I like really. So once I've started my machine again, it's going to take on my virtual memory and my two processors. Windows Server itself completely understands multiple processors, so no different HAL, hardware abstraction layer, it's just going to work. Out of interest, you do not ever need to use that Hyper-V Manager again once that machine's up and running. You just connect to it as you would any other physical server. So you're going to go into your remote desktop connection, specify the resolution and the depth of color you want, specify any local resources you want to share, like printers and clipboards. Do you want to start any programs? What sort of speed are you connecting over? More bandwidth, the better experience you get. And anything else you want to do. So once I've connected to that server, it's literally as if it was any other server on my network. It's actually irrelevant that the fact it happens to be a virtual machine. Log on, do what I like. So that's pretty much it. Lots more detailed configuration stuff coming up in further posts, including how to configure high availability using failover clustering. That's a integral part of Windows Server 2008 R2 Enterprise and Data Center editions.